WWE Hall of Famer Alundra Blaze showed up on NXT 2.0 to reverse what she did over 27 years ago now.
Get
She took
over it.
the title out of the trash, and now we got our NXT Women's Tag Team titles back, and we're here to discuss it one final time, one final beat, one final ride, the last ride of the Mocha 2.0 edition of the WrestleTalk Podcast here on the WrestleTalk Podcast YouTube channel. It is me, the new media forbidden door, SP3, back in the saddle one last time here with Mommy Nyangi's baby boy, Sat E. And what does the E represent for our last time reviewing NXT 2.0, sir?
E stands for end. It's the end, bro. It's over. You know what's the weirdest thing of all? I'm on Twitter right now. There is no mention this is our final show. So for a lot of you people, you're like, WTF? For those of you who didn't watch Luke's announcement, yeah, man, we're done. We're done skis. We're over. I told you guys, give us the Mochachats, but you wouldn't listen. And now we're broke. I said, guys, give us more viewers. You wouldn't do it, so we're done. Sai Nyangi, coined by the great SP3. I am the showstopper. I killed Wrestling Daily, and now I killed NXT Podcast. Don't put me in the podcast, guys. You have a 5 months or 6 month shelf life for me on it. So I'm warning you right now. Don't invite me as a guest. I may end your show as well. Don't invite me to your house. You may get remortgaged. You may get kicked out by your landlord, or everything falls apart. I am a bad luck. I am a bad penny. Say eviscerate your life. That's what I do. But also, hi guys, how you doing? SB, what's causing all this? Forget Alundra Blaze taking out a belt out of a trash can. It's our final episode. That's the biggest news of all. A kid's about to be out of a job. I'm that kid. I'm Mama Yangi's kid.
You got plenty of jobs. You're gonna be on the bit. You're gonna be on the main channel, sir. You're gonna be doing news over there, like Will mentioned, like Luke mentioned in the update video here on the channel. We're gonna see Sat move up to the big time. He's getting a promotion.
And then that's going to get cancelled too. Then that's been around for a long time. And watch me kill that as well. Look at WrestleTalk. They try with me. I'm like one of those wrestlers. You know, I'm like Jeff Jarrett in 98. They're trying with me. The Aztec one didn't work. Double G didn't work. Fingers crossed that this one with Deborah with my short crew cut's going to work this time.
This is pretty much us saying that Sat is Glenn Jacobs, except he doesn't have bad political views, but he was Isaac Yankum DDS on WrestleTalk, on Wrestling Daily. Then here he became the fake Diesel, and now they're moving him up. He's getting an upgrade to the main channel, 820,000 subscribers over there on the main channel, and he's gonna become Kane, the big Sat machine.
Okay, you know, I might stop it. It's a bit it's there's truth in what I'm saying, kind of. In out of context, that's what it looks like. On paper, there's a lot of reasons why this show's getting axed. But I want to say positive things. First of all, thank you, Luke Owen. I know you said you watched the show, so I'm putting you to the test if you watch the show, especially right now. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you for choosing SP3. I told SP3 this off camera. I don't know if I said it on camera. My best co-host that I've ever had, like, it's undisputed. Before I used to be like, you know, it's between you and Alex, but I'm gonna be honest. I love working with Alex. He's a great guy. He's the one who gave me my start. But me and SP3 have a special chemistry. SP3's got 10,000 partners, so he's like, yeah, you're one of my partners. I got chemistry with everyone. That's what makes him great. He can adapt.
The number one thing I will say, no one makes me laugh on a weekly basis as much as Sat. Sat is hilarious. That's why that he gets a well-deserved upgrade to the main channel, because they need more of you on screen. They completely wiped me off of on-screen stuff for WrestleTalk. So I was the issue, not you.
No, that's not true. No. You know what's the issue? Those 3 letters. It's not SP3. It's the USA, because he lives abroad. That's why the opportunity to be on camera is not there. Because they could ask you to move here. You were like, my wife's 3 letters matters more than
the other 3 letters. Yes, you know the other 3 letters. Yes.
So no, thank you. Because I don't know if you know this, guys. We joke around about SB3 having 10,000 podcasts. He's very talented and he's very adaptable to his co-host. It's like watching a chameleon. You ever seen a film, Everything, Everyone at Once? I'm butchering the name of the film. It came out this year. This guy's got multiverses. He's like a different guy in every show, but not in a bad way, showing you that he's got range. SB3 has range. Said, I've learned a lot from you under the learning tree. Oh, Mod Mother's in the chat. I love everyone here in the chat.
Mod Mother, I'm gonna ask Dutch Mantel personally if we could do a We the People bit for the WrestleTalk American branch. We are the representatives of WrestleTalk of America.
But yeah, we get to more later. 6 minutes in, viewers will be like, "This is why the show got axed." Let's just keep it rolling. Moving on swiftly. SB to talk to the people that came for something.
No. Yes, let's talk about NXT 2.0. We want to hear from all of you what you think, what you thought, what was your whole overall thoughts on the Mocha 2.0 experiment. WrestleTalk.com/support.
Mocha lights.
But of course, if you want to talk about NXT 2.0 from last night, also send us those Mochachats for that. WrestleTalk.com/support. We will read those at the end of this podcast. But let's talk about the main stuff that was on this show. As you see in the title, Alundra Blaze made her appearance on NXT 2.0 last night, but it had all to do with what's become of the women's division of NXT 2.0. You have Mandy Rhodes, who is going up that list of one of the longest reigns as NXT women's champion. You got the NXT women's tag team titles. One half of those was thrown in the trash last week by Cora Jade. So we're going to talk about everything that involved pretty much that prime toxic attraction, Zoey Stark, Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez on this show right off the bat, because that's what opened the show. The show kicked off with Zoey Stark coming to the ring following her win in the 20-woman battle royal last week. The CWC fans chanted, "Welcome back." Zoey Stark says, "It feels so good to be back." She says that at Halloween Havoc, she tore her ACL and MCL straight off the bone, and doctors told her that she would be out well over a year. Stark said that she could beat that timetable, and the day after surgery, she went into physical therapy and got to work. She talks about the mental strain that the injury had on her, and if the fans would remember her, she wondered. The fans chanted, "For Zoey, Zoey, Zoey." Stark said she busted her apple and got back in the ring 4 months ahead of schedule. She talks about her return last week and the noise the fans made when she made her return. Zoey says that she won the Battle Royal and is now the number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship. And looks who is in her way. Look who it is. It is Toxic Attraction, the same people who took her out of action. So she will take the NXT Women's Championship from Mandy Rose. At this point, the music of Cora Jade hit, and out came the former now NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. She appears from the Bird's Nets to talk trash to Stark. Zoey says, how is Cora feeling? Because the last time she saw her was when she threw her scrawny self over the top rope. And Jade says that if it wasn't for 19 women teaming up against her, she would be facing Mandy Rose for the title. So she's just like Roxanne Perez, who stole her moment. Zoey stole her moment. Roxanne stole her moment. And Stark says, we saw Cora's moment. It was when she threw the NXT Women's Tag Team title in the trash. And Zoey says she held that title, and it's not a piece of trash. Cora is the piece of trash. This led to Toxic Attraction coming down the entranceway. Mandy says that tomorrow she becomes the fourth longest NXT Women's Champion in history. Mandy says goodbye, Bailey. Goodbye, Charlotte Flair. Goodbye, Raquel Gonzalez. Then thank you, Paige, but goodbye to her too. Stark suggests that Rose puts her title on the line against her tonight, but Gigi Dolan says that she will face Zoey tonight and put her back on the shelf. So that set up what was going to be later. But first, talk about any quick comments on that opening promo. I did think that Zoey Stark came off a little bit more confident than she did before. She felt like she had something behind her and talked with a little bit more. She was more comfortable than I've ever heard her in a promo. Wouldn't you say?
Yes. Random set musing. I felt like she'd be a great female Ultimate Warrior. Paint her face. I mean, she's got the guns, the blonde hair. She's got an energy of. She's got a feral energy about her, which I appreciate. She comes across real. You can't teach that. Like a certain wrestler used to say, you can't teach Zoey Starks the way Zoey Stark, not Stark.
Stark.
Such a weird way to say. Just put S at the end for flip's sake.
They was like, we don't want people to say she's related to Ricky Starks or John Starks. So
see, Stark. Zoey Stark. Her promo, yeah. You know what? When she first came in, she was, hey guys, I miss you. I was like, wait, look at the energy she's got. And then she calmed it down. I was like, oh, thank you, God. And she's gonna do the promo. Again, Ultimate Warrior popped into my head when she goes, oh, I'm so great, happy to be here. Yeah, Zoe's promo was good, but Cora Jade was amazing. This heel turn, despite how it started off, yeah, the line of like, I would like to thank my trainer and my protein shake maker. Mwah. And also, Zoe just confessed that she's homeless and she lives in the trainer's room. Someone should look into that. How much they're paying people in the performance center. Because for her to live in the training room, I am actually worried about it. I don't know if that's meant to be. Yeah, because I don't know if it's meant to be a good thing. But she said, yeah, I was living in the trainer's room. I was like, oh, poor girl. Torn ACL, they're not paying you properly, so you have to live in the gym. But all jokes aside, I am begging, no offense to Mandy Rose, right? She took a vacation in NXT 2.0. She's lasted there longer than our show. I'm shocked. I thought she'd be back on the main roster. And we've been talking about a new wrestler. So our entire run, Mandy Rose has been champion.
Congrats. The toxic attraction, because we thought it was, we both predicted that it was going to be over at Stand and Deliver. We both picked Cora Jade before Stand and Deliver, and that never happened. We have through the duration of Boca 2.0, we have seen Cora Jade go from Avril Lavigne skater girl to now this alt version of AJ Lee. That's how she comes across as a heel. She comes as 2022 take on AJ Lee's character, basically.
And don't forget she hates Charlotte Flair, but it's never specified why. But yes, Cora Jade, I enjoyed her heel promo. Toxic Attraction, yeah, they're there. Mandy's title win feels like she's been failing upwards. It hasn't been like this distinct legendary reign. It's just like, yeah, you've been wasting time as a title holder. No offense to the woman, but
it feels like Triple H in '99 or Jeff Jarrett in TNA. It seems like one of those reigns where the match is not going to end before someone from Toxic Attraction gets involved. Whether it leads directly to Mandy winning or not, that waits to be seen. But you don't really take her matches seriously, or you're not really into it until Toxic Attraction gets involved. The only match that I would say stood out and didn't have that was the Fatal 4-Way at Stand and Deliver.
Bingo, you're right. But it is, like someone said, the reign of nothing. Let's do a highlight video of her reign. It hasn't popped off the page. It hasn't been this definitive title reign. Even Shayna Baszler had one of the longest title reign. I was like, man, I wanted to lose, but she had matches to back up her catalog. So that, when you think of the reign of destruction, the path of destruction with Mandy Rose, like, how many times you gonna cheat for me? How many times you gonna cheat for me? Toxic Attraction cheats for me. I never win by myself. I never win once by myself. I never win once by myself. She never wins once by herself. She's been failing upwards.
She's only won once by herself, literally once. That was Stand and Deliver, and that was a Fatal 4-Way.
And I feel like someone created the opportunity for her. They did a layup.
Exactly. She just came in and hit one move. But to continue with what's went on with the women's division, Mackenzie did an interview with Toxic Attraction. Mackenzie asked Mandy Rose about defending the NXT Women's Championship against Zoey Stark, and it's been confirmed it's going to happen at Heatwave in 3 weeks. Rose says that the match isn't happening because Gigi will take out Zoey tonight and put her back on the shelf, and then Sarai. So I thought we would never see Sarai during this era. She comes to interrupt, and she says that she wasn't in the Battle Royal because she was in the UK, so she didn't get her opportunity. Mandy says she hasn't forgotten about what Sarai did, trying to rearrange her face last year. So next week she will deal with her. I did like her mentioning that because that reminded me, because I was like, I would have forgot that even with
this the first time they're interacting. No. What? Oh yeah, she broke her face. That's it. That's like one of the first things she did. Like the
Yeah,
first thing she did.
I was like, that was the first thing that Sarai did, and we thought she was gonna get over. We thought she would follow in the lineage of Asuka, Kyrie, and Io Shirai at that point. And
No, are
what's
you
happened?
saying? Are you
What's
saying
happened?
no? No, SP saying it. She's saying that Sarai has not worked out. Sarai is the
It
first
hasn't.
blood.
It
Ah,
it's not even her fault. It's just they haven't cared about her, and she's been in between this era. It's kind of like why Kushida didn't have the same success as Shinsuke Nakamura. It's a different era, a different regime. It didn't work out the same. But that promo led into Gigi Dolan and Zoey Stark. This was a short and sweet matchup with Zoey looking strong and getting her GTS variant for the win on Gigi Dolan in about maybe I think I'm being generous 2 minutes. This was an impressive short performance by Stark, looking strong heading into the title match. Then post match, after she beat Gigi Dolan, she cuts off JC Jane who with a super kick and then throws her out of the ring and even stops Mandy Rose from attacking her from behind and runs her off while she's looking down at Toxic Attraction after showing that she was one step ahead of them. From behind, Cora Jade attacks Starks with a kendo stick. I said Stark, see Stark with a kendo stick, and then we hear the music of Roxanne Perez, and she finally returns to go after Cora Jade, but Cora Jade runs out through the crowd because she's a chicken shot heel basically. And then later on in the night, to finish this whole thing off, we go backstage. Mackenzie interviews Roxanne Perez, who is holding the NXT Women's Tag Team title, well, at least her half. And then Perez says that Cora can throw their friendship away and twist things in her favor, but she crossed the line when she threw an NXT championship in the trash. Roxanne can't stand for that and says that this title should be shown respect and not the garbage. And in comes WWE Hall of Famer Alundra Blaze, who brings the garbage from last week to her. Apparently, they kept that garbage. That's unsanitary. I just want to mention that.
mm-hmm.
Perez brings the title out of the trash, and Blaze announces that next week they will have a fatal four-way elimination match to determine the next NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. And then we got various segments through the night to kind of promote this matchup. We see Valentina Feroz on a video call with her tag team partner Yulisa Leon, talking about being in the Fatal Four Way next week. Sanga gives his ladies a pep talk and says that they will hear them as the new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Then we move on to Kaden Carter and Katana Chance with Mackenzie Mitchell, who say they felt disrespected by the title being being that they being thrown into the trash that they've been chasing all this time. They will win next week, they said. And then in comes another tag team that's in the Fatal Four Way, Ivy Nile and Tatum Paxi, who will be making their debut as a tag team. And the fact that they're in this match, I did agree with Katana and Katie. You're not even a tag team. What are you doing here? They say they're going to settle things with Katana and Katie next week. Carter says they're not even a tag team, and Ivy says they will take care of business next week, like Diamond Mine will do tonight, as Diamond Mine's going to verse the D'Angelo family in the main event. In comes one of the D'Angelo family members, Electra Lopez, to
Who's her
interrupt,
partner?
and she says Diamond Mine will be taken care of tonight, and this leads to a whole huge brawl between all five women to end this segment. And then the fourth team in the Fatal Four Way, Toxic Attraction, they end the night after the main event. We go to the parking lot. We see Alundra Blaze with both NXT Women's Tag Team titles, and Toxic Attraction approaches JC Jane and Gigi Dolan, and they say they are the best tag team. They're above all the other tag teams in the Fatal Four Way, so she can just hand them the titles right then and there. And then Alundra says they will have to earn it and fight for it next week. And that's how we close the show. So, what do you think about all of this to determine new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions? Are you happy that the titles are not going to be completely forgotten about, like the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships? You know, the ones that were supposed to have a tournament, but we haven't heard anything about it in 2 months. Or did you think that they should just be scrapped as well?
See, I'm not a negative Nelly. I didn't think the title was scrapped. 90%. back when Vince was in charge, it was 90%. What I don't understand is Roxanne gave up the title. I mean, like, what? She walked away from a title. Saray is right there. Zoey Stark is right there. Indi Hartwell is right there. No? Give up the title? She only wanted to be champion with her best friend? What? That I didn't understand. Everything else, like, yeah, put your tag teams together. Congratulations. You're in the match. I want Kitana and Kaden to win for one simple reason, so they can shut their mouths. I'm tired of hearing them cry. Every single week they're crying. Every single week. It's like, woe is me. I never win the title. Woe is me. Title in the trash. Woe is me. Where is our belts? Woe is me. Give me the title, please. So that way it'd be like, yes, it's me. We're champions now. Yes, it's me. We've been here for a while. Yes, it's me. So they can just change things. I want to change the narrative. Kaden Katana, I'm rooting for you guys to win it so you guys can get the title and stop crying, you know, where my title, I've never won my title. So give me the title, end it. That's what I thought. Yay, fatal four-way. Katana and Kaden, please give me the title, please. I'm tired of them crying.
I think that they are too big of losers for them to win the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. I am rooting for Ivy Nile and Dana Paxley.
Why? They're gonna cry again. Well, you know what? You're saying that because in your mind you're like, I must stop watching this show. Wait, you review the show in your podcast, right? Believe. Do you review it as well for Believe or not?
No, I don't. So
you could come back, right? You could big league. You're like, no, that's my picture. No. That's my picture right there. My picture's right there. I'm next to Rick Ucchino. I'm back.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna from now on, since I'm not doing this review, I'm gonna probably watch the highlights. NXT 2.0. I'm gonna do what everybody else does. I'm gonna watch. No, well, we don't, of course. I'm talking about now. What a lot of other people do. If you read our comments,
I watch the entrances and promos and skip the wrestling. So I don't watch wrestling. I just watch all the things outside of the wrestling. I'm like, oh, skip to the he won. Okay, promo. All right, cool. I don't know for the NXT because I watched the whole thing because SP, not just because the SP3 says specific moves. I like talking about the matches. I'm watching the show, hence, you know. But I watch a show. I don't want to watch that Raw. I just skipped it to relate to New Era. I was like, okay, what's going on there? All right, boring. Oh, rematch. Oh, no. Rey Mysterio had all these people. No one back to him. Oh, power for a table. Oh, yeah, that's what I did. We watch wrestling, man. We do. We love wrestling.
Yes, we love wrestling, but NXT is a tough. I've been asked to watch it for 4 months now, so
I like it like a trash reality show. I've grown to like it. I'm actually sad. I feel like we're leaving these kids behind. We're seeing them develop before our very eyes. So for me to leave, not to see what's Xyon Quinn, is he going to be the X Factor or not? He's all pose. 90% of his movesets all poses and taunts. That's what he can do in the ring. Xyon, do a wrestling move. Xyon, do another move.
No, do the entrance where he's like, he glitching.
I miss his own entrance. We'd be like, get up. I'm messing it up. You know what? It's a last show.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everybody who thinks Katana and Kaden should win. They're too big losers. I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense.
Is that Romeo in the chat? Is that Romeo in the chat?
Yeah, that's Romeo in the chat. The only other people that watch NXT for lately is NX3, the live watch along over on True Hill Heat. So you can check that out every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's if you want to watch NXT 2.0, that's the best way to watch it, in my opinion.
Yeah, Romeo's great reviewing the show. Please watch True Hill Heat. I'm gonna plug in it all night.
But yes, I think Ivy now, I think this is the big push that she's been looking for. They can use it as a vehicle. That's the person out of this team and out of this match that I could see them actually pushing. Everybody else involved in this match is someone that they've either booked as a loser or they don't really seem to have much plans for. Ivy now is the only one that's been getting any inkling of a push, and she's like the outlier of the that new 4 horsewomen that we talked about with Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, Tiffany Stratton, and Nikita Lyons. If there's going to be a 5th horsewoman, it would be Ivy now.
All right, SP, I put my hand up because respect is there. This is why Katana and Kaden should win. Babyface chase the title. That's how it works. It should be. I know you're thinking it's the first time as a tag team. Impressive showing, then they lose. They were that close to winning, and Katana and Kaden, because they're desperate, do the full turn. They've kind of been teetering on the edge of turning heel, but they haven't fully, because they're still kind of like, there's still like valid reasoning behind their anger. So they need to go for the full pelt of being a heel. So they have to cheat to win. Then Ivan was like, "You cheat to win. That's not the Diamond Mine way. Diamond Mine's forever. Diamond Mine, diamonds, diamond mine. I like diamonds in the mine." And then they could just go chase after the title for the next few months. So yeah, give it to Katana and Kaden, and then Tatum and Ivy can chase the title. There you go, summer program, and Toxic Attraction can go main roster.
I also want this Ivy now to win the title to create the agenda that Roddy's the only loser a part of Diamond. Well, him and David Kemp are the only losers in Diamond Mine. Everybody else in Diamond Mine gonna have a title.
When we get to the Diamond Mine segment, you're gonna hear a completely different side of Eve compared to the last few months, because I've changed my mind, but we'll get to that soon. But yeah, I want Katana and Kaden to win because it'll be too much stink. So even if they do chase the title with their rivals, I don't care because they lost so many times. I lost all hope with these losers, so they stink right now. So they need to erase the stink. Erase the stink.
I can definitely see them winning and completing what they've been teasing over the last couple of weeks. They've been teasing this heel turn for them, so you could see them like cheating to win the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Like that's what they needed. They needed to cheat or win by any means necessary, as they always say, to finally win the title. So I could see that, and then Ivy and Tatum chase them to eventually win them. So basically they'd be transitional champions.
That's okay. At least they won the title. It's on their resume. I told you, everything's out of context. Nobody will sit through the title reign. When you say, "Oh, Bruno Sammartino was champion for 7 years." Did you sit through them 7 years? Was it really that great? He only came to your show in town. He defended the title every 6 months or whatever. So yeah, context. Take it out of context. Oh wow, they're former champions. So I just thought it was a former WWE champion. Did you live through that reign?
It looks all pretty. Looks all pretty in retrospect. But yes, let us know who you think is going to win the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships next week. What do you think about Zoey Stark and Mandy Rose feud heading into Heat Wave in 3 weeks? WrestleTalk.com/support. And what did you think about Alundra Blaze kind of being the GM, the kind of like basically interim GM of NXT, at least with the women's division? I liked it because they needed somebody like that on the show desperately, honestly.
She's making 2 checks. Alundra Blaze and her lookalike Medusa. They're making checks. They're announcing titles.
She pulled the Rick Rude last night, being on NWA Power and then being on NXT 2.0. She said a woman can do any man's job twice as nice. I like what you did there, Alundra.
And Alundra Blaze helped Sat blossom in 1983, man, and 1984. So I always thank her for that. That's how I get like women. Them ones. People say, "How do you know you're heterosexual?" I'll screw up with Alundra Blaze. She made me very happy with them German suplexes.
There you go. You heard it here first, folks. Next, after the opening segment, we went backstage. We saw Grayson Waller talk some trash about the fans and say that up next, Grayson Waller effect will be in action and he will embarrass Wes Lee. Back from break, we got the D'Angelo family getting ready for the main event against Diamond Mine. Tony D reminisces with Stacks about cracking the skull of Carmine. And he also says that Elektra has proven herself while Wild and Del Toro have stepped up lately, and tonight they take out the Diamond Mine. So good stuff there to hype up the main event. And then we got our opening contest after like 15-20 minutes of the show, and almost 30 of ours. Wes Lee came out hot against Grayson Waller. This was 2 guys kind of in that North American title division, really. Waller cuts him off with a big boot in midair as he jumped up for a leapfrog. Lee uses his speed to regain control. However, during the commercial break, Waller reverses a head scissors into a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Waller then talks trash to Lee until he makes a fiery comeback with strikes and a big bulldog. Wes ground and pounds on Waller until he cowers out of the ring. Then Lee hits a tope suicida and goes to follow up off the top rope in the ring, but Waller cuts him off and pushes him off the top to the floor. As he's on the floor, Waller tries to go outside, so the referee stops him and he's distracted. As that's going on, we see a fan who is obviously Trick Williams with a hoodie. He stands up in the front row. He then strikes him with boxing gloves to the back of the head, and then that fan, of course, is Trick Williams, and Wes Lee makes it back inside the ring before the count of 10, but Waller, he's still dazed, so Waller hits his rolling stunner for the win. Solid opener with the finish, kind of continuing this whole rivalry between Wes Lee and Trick Williams. Post-match, Trick Williams gets in the ring. He talks some more trash to Wes Lee as Grayson Waller celebrates the win. What did you think, Sat?
Waller did a nice fireman's carry into a set-out spine buster. I want to mention that. That was a good move. Very Canyon-esque. Trick Williams channeled Drederick Tatum and KO'd Wes Lee like he was Homer Simpson. It was like, you know the episode. He wound it up and pap right in the kisser. For you 90s Simpsons fans, that's a reference I know you'd get. That rolling stunner, the setup for it. Is it the most pointless setup? I mean, I like it when Hangman does the flip over to clothesline. It adds to it because he's flipping over. But my guy is like flipping over through a kitty door, and during his move, it's kind of like I'm going for
it's like the doggy door. Yeah, it's like the doggy door in the house. That's what he's doing.
So I'm trying to get how's that momentum going to help the stunner? Like if he did like flip over the top rope, even then I'd be like, all right.
Even if he just did it from like the apron, from the buckshot lariat position, kind of similar to what Phoenix does, that where he does like the roll and then he goes into a step. That looks more impressive than what Grayson Waller does. I do agree. Even Tempest has said that about that move. It just makes no sense.
At the same time, it makes no sense. It's so bad that it makes me laugh at times. Like, they're going to kick out. I have to do the ritual. The ritual is what gets it done. That you have to do the full pelt. He can just do what Cena used to do. Just do a springboard stunner. And that's it. It's quicker.
Gotta make it look pretty. But
what if he trips over one day?
But Sat, it's about that time. It's about that time, Sat. One last time, one last ride, one final beat. One of our favorite bits of the show for long-time listeners, for long-time watchers of Mocha 2.0. One final time. Love is blind. The grass is greener on the other side.
I'm right here. I forgot the rest of the lyrics of the song. S-P-Gacy.
Hey,
lady coughing in the background.
Yeah. I think she has her headphones in. I really want to exit. She all right? Okay, no, she says she's okay. She says she's okay.
Yeah, all right, good. All right.
Backstage, the Schism is interviewed by Mackenzie Mitchell. Mackenzie calls them Joe Gacy and the Dyad, which Joe Gacy says, use their names, Mackenzie, Rip and Jagger. And Jagger says, the past is cast shadows on our souls, but they have stepped into the light to reach the potential they never knew existed. Rip says they have been accepted into a community where they can truly be recognized. And when asked about what he wants to do, what he wants with Cameron Grimes, Gacy continues, are you okay? No. Oh, okay. She said no. I can see the pain on Cameron's face. It's not about the loss of championships. It's about the cold loneliness of a lost father figure. I can be that important figure in Cameron's life. All he needs to do is open his heart and join us under the Schism's tree. Our message for Cameron and everyone else will continue next week. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it, Sat.
Yes, preach. He said some hot
Preach.
fire there. But I wrote that jagged and rip. Oh, you're gonna do it. Love
Is
blind.
blind. The grass is
It's
greener
greener
on
on
the
the other side.
side. One last time for everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. But yes,
You know,
Sat, what did you think of this?
well, this is the last one. I've enjoyed it, despite me acting the way I did. It helped a bit. Someone had to react some way, and then also he won me over eventually. I am his one and only disciple. I was sat. Now I'm now satire. Satire come forward and preach the gospel. So Jagged and Rip have gotten the lingo down. They're saying a lot of gibberish. I was like, oh, that's good for them. Zach Gibson, Paul Rip, he does not look like the same guy. He looks like a dweeb without his facial hair. Probably a lovely guy in real life, but just the facial hair, he doesn't look frightening. He's got a frightening eye infection that he needs to get fixed. They both got eye infection. It's kind of like you join the schism, you get some sort of infection in your eye. You need to go see a doctor about it, because Christopher Daniels has got the same issue as well. Joe Gacy, he wants to be Cameron's daddy. He wants to be his daddy. There's a 6-year age difference. Joe, it's not possible. What can he learn that's 6 years different from his own age? Joe Gacy, bruv, you're 35. He's 28. You could be his big brother. You don't need to be his daddy. He doesn't need no daddy. Fix your own house. Adopting a 28-year-old man. What the heck? But yeah, this feud, it's got something. But 6 years age difference. This ain't Days of Our Lives. This ain't All My Children. This ain't Young and the Restless, where you can pretend there's a 6-year age difference. You can pretend that you can still play someone's mom or dad. That doesn't even make sense. Doesn't make sense. 6 years age difference. SP, talk about it. That's like you playing my dad. What? There's no 6-year age difference between us.
That's even worse, because there's a shorter age difference between us. That's worse than that. Yes. I like it. I like it only because Gacy does come off like he's the father. He's the father of the schism. He's the father of Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler. He gave them their names. I gave my son my name. So he gave his sons new names. That works. He's the daddy.
You use your real life with this, for example. What? But I get what you're saying. It's true. He acts like a fatherly figure, without consent. This whole show got characters that do things without consent. They touch your shoulder without consent. They tell you about your body without consent. They start giving you advice without consent, and they want to be a daddy without consent. That's the whole point. Michael Hickenbottom, forever Booker of the Year.
People will miss you talking about Michael Hickenbottom the way you do. The only thing that's disappointed about this show for me is that we didn't get a Tiffany Stratton promo, but we did get more from the women's division. Back from break earlier today, we see Arianna Grace talk about her performance in the 20-woman battle royal and being eliminated by Indi Hartwell. She insults her outfit, and in comes Hartwell, who says there are no breaks in a battle royal. If the roles were reversed, she would have done the same. Grace says she is a former beauty pageant queen and would never. Indi says this is NXT, not a beauty pageant, and that sets up their match for later in the night. Any comments? I know you're a big fan of Arianna Grace.
In a world where Tiffany Stratton exists, it's kind of awkward to have an Arianna Grace. Do you know what I mean? Because Arianna Grace does great, but it's like, not like just, they have a Tiffany Stratton, but she's a beauty queen, so there's a difference. So I have a proposal. I've been saying for a while, Tiffany needs a crew. Arianna Grace should be the first one in her crew. They'd be great. The dynamic would be great. The blonde and the brunette, the cattiness. I already see the vision. I hope Michael Hickenbottom, I've got faith in you. As Booker of the Year, as the most unpredictable Booker currently in wrestling, please put together Arianna Grace and Tiffany Stratton. Them two together will be money, will be gold. Yeah, Arianna Grace, she did well. Like, she inherited her dad's charisma. You know, she's got, potential in the ring. She's got a long way to go. But yeah, there's potential there. I like that the fact they gave her a backstage segment and let her personality develop a little bit more. She's one of the people from the breakout tournament who haven't seen enough of. So I'm happy to finally giving her a little bit of shine in the ring.
I
Backstage.
am as well. I am as well. We'll talk about her match with Indi Hartwell in a bit here.
Uh-oh.
But first, we had Apollo Crews versus Xyon Quinn. That's so Apollo. It's the future he can see. And he saw the future here because he knew he could win this one after a fast start from Apollo. Quinn dominates a portion of this bout before Apollo hits an Integuri, follows with a backstabber, and then hits a big old spine buster, Bobby Lashley style, for
Put it
the
down.
win. This was just fine. With Apollo getting a much needed rehab win after dropping his first match against Giovanni Vinci since returning to NXT, but it was very short for something that was supposed to like culminate this feud they've been spending all these weeks
Wait,
kind of
it's over?
building up. If yeah, I was like, okay, so this is it, right? Because we shouldn't be going back to this match. He pretty much beat him clean. It's over. The story's over.
SP. This was a litmus test of can Xyon. Oh, I used to call him Xyon. Broke kayfabe there. Whoops. Can Xyon hold his own against Apollo? That was for me, because every time when you get a rookie face a seasoned wrestler, my question is, can they hang in the ring? Have they learned enough so they can create a fluid match? Unfortunately for me, like I said before, he was 90% taunts and poses. If this was a 2K game, he spent most of the time just doing this and this. He kept up and he did this, and then he did that, and then he did this, and that. That's what I got from him. So when Xyon was wrestling, it just felt slow. And then when Apollo wrestled, I was like, oh, business has picked up. The match was much more exciting when Apollo was on the offense. When Xyon was wrestling, it was basic wrestling 101 that you could complete in 2 weeks at a performance center, I'm assuming. Because you got, Sarah Del Rey is teaching you guys. You should pick stuff up real quick. But Xyon, he loves the taunts and poses, so he's still going to be a preliminary wrestler, if you will.
Yeah, they're talking about him being like this star that's gonna get called up. Well, not in Triple H's WWE, buddy. You need some more work. You need to work out some more in the Performance Center. After that, we had the promo segment backstage with Toxic Attraction. Then we had Solo Sikoa vignette with Solo walking on the street. He's talking about Jan Wagner and says he can scrap, but his punk apple had to jump him from behind when he was at SmackDown. So he wants Jan next week in a Falls Count Anywhere match, and says his new catchphrase, "Let's get it." Now, before we get your thoughts on this, we got to follow up with what happened later in the night with Jan Wagner's response. Jan says basically it's him and Mr. Stone backstage. Stone declines the offer from Solo Sikoa, and then Wagner says, "What is Stone doing?" Stone accuses Jan of running off Sophia, but then Wagner interrupts him and says if she wants to go be a model, he doesn't give a shot. Jan accepts the challenge from Sikoa for next week in a Falls Count Anywhere matchup. I thought that this was the most charisma we've seen from Jan Wagner yet. Him just saying he doesn't give a shot about Sophia becoming Maxine Dupree.
So the thing about Jan Wagner is that he's one of those people who's unintentionally hilarious. His voice is like, I keep a crap. You street champ, you punk, me in the ring. I don't talk often, but promos is part of PC. I have to show that I passed. That's how he talks. Bless him. So that makes, for me, he's unintentionally funny. I feel like he'll get over by continuing. He's gonna be a meme. He's gonna be like when Scott Steiner became a meme because he's so hilarious, dude. Like, for me, he's unintentionally funny. Nothing he'll ever do will be entertaining unless I don't know. He's a monster, but he's a scary kind of monster. He just doesn't know how strong or how dumb he is. You know, them ones is like, oh, he's like Lenny from Of Mice and Men. He may choke you and snap your neck by accident.
He's like a cross between Heidenreich and Snitsky. Yes, see, we were thinking the same thing. The way he moves in the ring is very Snisky like, but his
right?
promos are very Heidenreich like. Like
Oh, I
he
like
doesn't really
Heidenreich. He needs to
no,
poach opera
I'm
poems.
saying, I'm saying
Poems.
when he cut this promo, he actually seemed confident. Like he seemed confident. He felt like he was saying something, so it came off more like Heidenreich here.
Question, because we don't do a SmackDown review, and technically one of our own has graduated to SmackDown under a new name, Maxine Dupree. Was she the right person? Because we were enjoying, I was enjoying Maximum Male Models for one reason, because one man
Yeah,
made it happen, and now you got someone that's making it basic. Kind of like Stacy Keibler taking over something interesting. Like I like Stacy Keibler, but would you put Stacy Keibler as the head of your group? Nope, I wouldn't either. Like like Maximum Models had guilty pleasure written all over it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah. It's like I don't know if she can pull off the
The
runway,
hamminess,
the
yes.
hamminess of the runway commentary that Max Dupree was
Oh, that was
nailing.
beautiful.
Hopefully with Triple H now as head of creative, that's gonna change things. I was gonna bring this up at the end, but I'll bring it up now. Do you think that Triple H as head of creative on the main roster is gonna have an impact on NXT 2.0? Because we know your boy
Oh,
Michael Hickenbottom was in charge of the day to day, but he was basically had the cloud over his head that was Bruce Pritchard. It's a red cloud that looks like Brother Love. It was over his head, and now he might not get that. He might have Triple H giving him the input from the main roster. So, what do you think?
I would laugh if it's like I'm gonna use Stranger Things analogy. If it the upside down world where Michael Hickenbottom producing talents for the 24/7 division, and Triple H like, what is these people? I need credible opponents, not Gaga. Give me competition. I think that's what would be. Honestly, they're friends. They probably took it over, but it would make me laugh if HBK was still under the influence of is more wackiness for your main roster, and then Triple H like, no, what?
Honestly, honestly, I don't think Michael Hickenbottom's gonna be in NXT long because
Main
that's the
roster.
only guy from Triple H's inner circle that's left. Like you could probably hire back Road Dogg, but you can't hire back William Regal because he's in AEW. He probably signed on for a few years. Samoa Joe probably signed on for a few years with All Elite Wrestling. He's got Ryan Ward, but we haven't heard too much about him. But Shawn Michaels was the closest guy in his inner circle, so I think he's gonna get called up to
Main
the main
roster.
roster. Yeah,
Then who's gonna take over?
that's a bigger question.
You,
That's a big
you.
hey.
Put your CV through. Listen, you know someone because you listen. Think about this, right? If your missus is listening in the background, you haven't asked for much in that regards. If there's one time for you to be like, babe, it's time. Put my CV through. Run me through the tracks of NXT level up so I can prove myself. It's time. You got the booker's hat right, and you book great stuff. I'm just saying, if you haven't thought of it, please, it's right there. Your family, you're part.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed. I'll let you do my CV, my resume.
yeah.
In the parking lot, we see JD McDonough arrive at the CWC in his nice whip. Security asks JD if he wants his usual parking spot, but tonight he says he's a fan and he has a ticket. I was like, why did they let him go through the back entrance if he's a fan though? Confusing. Then we go into the CWC arena. JD McDonough is in the crowd sitting between two obvious plants from the PC. I was like these are two wrestlers, these are not fans. I was like, one's wearing an LWO shirt, the other is some big guy with a big beard. I was like, they're plants. He gets in a fan's face about eating popcorn, saying that it can get in your carotid artery and stuff like that. Then he talks smack to the timekeeper about being careful about ringing that bell. Someone can get their finger popped out with the hammer that rings the bell. JD then says that Samantha Irvin, she has a beautiful voice, so he has no issue with her.
You know why
He says,
he didn't want to speak out about it? That's
Got
why.
himself in got himself in trouble last time with that. JD then approaches Wade Barrett about his bare knuckle fighting days, affecting his hands, and it looks like he's trying to squeeze his hands, but Wade no sells him. He then moves on to Vic Joseph and says that he heard Vic talking about his family, and then he squeezes his shoulder blade to show that how easy he could break it. And then McDonough finally moves to the ring to talk about Braun Breaker, who comes out to interrupt. Braun, who so badly wanted to get his hands on JD McDonough last week, basically circles him and has a conversation in the ring with him. I was so confused by all of this. He says in 3 weeks it's NXT Heat Wave, and JD will have to get real acclimated with Breaker as they go one-on-one for the NXT Championship. He says next week they'll have a contract signing. JD hits him with his massive headbutt, and he goes for the Devlin side, but Breaker responds with a headbutt of his own, which makes JD bleed from the mouth, and McDonough smiles in reply to end the segment. What did you think about JD McDonough, the smart, cerebral assassin?
So, the character, it would be interesting under any other wrestler that didn't have a big head and short shoulders. Because, listen, I'm a 6'1" man. Like SP see me in real life. I can talk my talk. All right, I'm from East London, bro. Like, so I've got to say it as how it is. I was intimidated. It's like Crash Holly being a cerebral assassin. It's kind of like you got to talk, and then I see you, and I'm like, Wade Barrett retired could take it. You know what I'm saying? Like it just didn't. I know because Michael Hickenbottom, he's got a blind spot because NXT UK is the show. Evil, this guy's great. Give him promo time. There was too many gaps. It felt like a play. They were blocking parts. This is the stage show. This is your X mark right there. Then you're gonna go to Wade. Then you're gonna go to Vic, and then Circle. It felt like a rehearsal. It wasn't like the real promo. And we were watching it live. I'm like, is this the promo? There's so many gaps.
Yeah.
Right?
I was like, he's just trying to like pace his breathing and stuff. It was weird. Very weird.
We were watching a live promo class. It's like, you're gonna walk all the way around the arena and then get in the ring. And then, Braun, I want you to come out. Yes, you come out. Then you're gonna give a headbutt, and then you eat the capsule. The camera don't look, and they bust him in the mouth. It felt like they're blocking a scene, like of a play. Action, show me passion, blood, hammerhead, short shoulders, everything. So yeah. It would just, you know what? I'll put it down. He's got a mansplaining gimmick. He mansplains everything. It's like SP3 headphones. Did you know that headphones hit our frequency and waves in your ears? T-shirts. You know, T-shirt hugs the physique. You know, did you know the logos helps to keep people's attention? Did you know the strong and fast in the dictionary? Oh, shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut it.
I was like, what happened to Jordan Devlin? Like, Jordan Devlin was an interesting character, despite all of our issues with him. You know, don't Google his name and all the other stuff that we've said about him in the past. He came off like an interesting character. The Irish Ace was his character, was his gimmick, and we even got that in the vignette. What the hell is this?
Science teacher that you say, sir, can I go to the toilet, please? And you're gone for 20 minutes. You come back for the last 5 minutes of science class because your science teacher's boring, putting you to sleep. He's that science teacher. He's that nerdy chemist teacher that you avoid when he starts talking to you. Hey, how's your day? Did you know that the metatarsals and the metaparticles, did you know when you get to old age, it's going to start rinky-dinky on the skin? Did you know that you put on a sock with a face on it? This sock is going to inhabit your whole entire life being.
It's gonna inhabit your head. Oh God. Back from break before the McDonough, whatever that was, the the surgical class. We got back from break. We see a nightmare vignette of Wendy Choo thinking about Tiffany Stratton beating her at Great American Bash, but then we see a nice dream. It goes to a nice setting with her avoiding elimination in the Battle Royal last week, and then it turns back into a nightmare when she thinks about being eliminated by Tiffany Stratton. She wakes up and she's angry. Choo says that she woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Great line. She says that the next side that she sees, the next time she sees Stratton, it will be lights out for her. Unfortunately, though, we didn't get a Tiffany Stratton promo, so I have to give this promo a thumbs down. I'd rather had her Tiffany Stratton.
I would, you know what? For a few seconds, I was like, "Is Mei Ying coming back?" Maybe not.
It did come off like that. It did, like she was gonna, like she has split personalities. Like she's Su Yung, and she right now she's Susie, but she's gonna turn back into Su Yung.
You know what? Would you like that as a character development for her to have two personalities, SP? If that was the case,
I dig the two personalities. I liked when Joseph Park and Abyss. I liked Susie and Su Yung. I even liked Susan. I like those type of gimmicks. I mean, Impact Wrestling does it a lot better than the times that we've seen it from WWE with like Corporate Kane and the Big Red Machine. That didn't.
What? You didn't like that? He took off the mask and it was gone, and he put on the mask and he had powers again. It was no. Wow.
I like the faces of Foley. That's the one time that I think WWE got it right, but they outside of that, I don't know.
Elias has got split personality. Ezekiel, there is no Ezekiel. They should end it like
Bingo.
that. Right?
Bingo. Yes, I agree. I agree.
Listen, you're the closest to all of us in WWE. Get in there. Just say it, like, because they don't know how to end it. You can tell it's stinking up the joint. Who is this creator wrestler in the ring? You know, just end it. Just say, Elias, had a nervous breakdown, create this brother thing. Because my thing is when because Andre Chase, when he goes to the main roster, I want it to be that there is no school. He's funneling funds. That he's a crook. That'd be a great way to end the university. Just put it there. So yes.
I agree with you. We just had the eureka moment. We got the light bulb. You saw it live on air here. Backstage, Chase U is talking about their interaction with Giovanni Vinci last week. Thea Hale wants a piece of Giovanni, but Andre says he will take care of him up next. In comes the returning Nathan Frazier. See, we got Nathan Frazier. Nathan Frazier knew this was the last time we were going to review this show, so he had to re-show up, but we didn't get the second part of his vignettes.
Thank you. I didn't want Nathan. I wanted the vignettes. The vignettes was more interesting. I wanted more vignettes and less Nathan. Now we never know about him. It was stuck in him playing football. He said the next episode you find out more. Now he wants to hold flags. Mate, go and win the title. What are you holding flags for? You know what it is? Maybe it's a bit sweet on Fyre. Any excuse to stand next to Fyre, but stay away from her. She's Saray's friend.
Nope, not gonna happen. But yeah, he wants to be Chase U's official flag bearer for the matchup. Before we got to that match, though, we got an Xyon vignette about his debut last week. This comic style vignette is good to get over this character, but since it's the last time, we just got to show this thumbnail once again because
he has been found.
No, a kid is still missing. Xyon is here, so the kid is gone. The kid is gone.
You're funny.
The kid is gone.
All right,
and he's been replaced. He's been replaced by Spider-Man. Peter Parker's gone. Spider-Man is here.
But in a conspiracy theory Reddit, they say a kid is Xyon.
Okay, I'm sorry. I live in K-Fabian. I don't know what you're talking about there. Giovanni Vinci versus Andre Chase was next. Chase has an early advantage, so Vinci takes Bodie's flag and breaks it over his knee. Back from break, the CWC are chanting, "This is awesome." I was like, what did we miss? Like they this was one of the rare times that they didn't give us a picture-in-picture. Like they just cut the match, and then when we come back, the CWC chanting, "This is awesome." I'm like, what did we missed the whole match? but what we got the rest of the time was good. Vinci catches Chase in midair into a vertical suplex, which is his most impressive move out of his whole repertoire. We had Chase, looks like he has the advantage, and he hits a Tiger Driver 98 for a near fall, but then Vinci cuts him off with a short arm lariat, and then he hits the last ride sit out power bomb for the win. Pretty good matchup with Vinci looking strong once again, keeping his undefeated streak. And then post-match, Giovanni continues the assault on Chase. However, Nathan Frazier comes in to chase off Vinci. What did you think about the match? And the post-match here, which sets up Nathan Frazier versus Giovanni Vinci.
I'm gonna be quick. Shocked. I thought it was a squash match. I was like, put on the timer. 2 minutes is done. But then Andre Chase with his offensive flurry, guy's got a good moveset, but you rarely see it. I think it's the longest Andre Chase match in a long time. Probably the longest match this year. You know, since when he used to wrestle in NXT 2.0, was it 205 Live or whatever it was? He had longer matches when he used to have proper wrestling gear. He hasn't wrestled in ages and eons, and he was good in the ring. I was a bit shocked, but you know what? When you're actually a good wrestler and you can give someone like Giovanni Vinci a good match, why not? We're all, winners here. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. This was probably Andre Chase's best performance in the ring because he was in there with Giovanni Vinci. Giovanni Vinci, we've been saying he can kill it in the ring, even when he was Fabian Eichner, and they're getting the look and the presentation better with the new tights. With the he's putting on more oil, more baby oil before he comes out there. Right, the physique looking jacked. So yeah, they're putting the whole Giovanni Vinci character together. Backstage in the Diamond Mine gym, we see Diamond Mine getting ready for tonight's 8-man tag team main event. Roderick Strong talks about the issue with Tony D and his family has brought us all together. Julius Creed, though, once again,
he ate the screen. He ate the screen.
He is the leader. He is the leader.
He's the Rock.
I told y'all guys, Roddy Strong is the older brother who's been working at the car lot for 15 years and never went to college, while Julius Creed is graduated from college. He's an all-star athlete. He's going to the NFL, to the NBA. He's doing everything for the family. He's bringing home all the bacon, and now he's stepping up and talking like the leader. Julius Creed gives the team a pep talk, and he comes off more like the leader than Roderick Strong has this entire year.
The energy, he's popped off screen. When he started, I was like, boy, I'm pumped, I'm hyped. And I was like, okay, SP3 was right, which I have no problem telling you, you're right, okay? But I just hate how they did my dog Roddy so wrong. But alas, Paul Levesque is in charge. He never forgets. It's undisputed, baby. He have him on the main roster doing something. Hopefully, because get him out of that group, Yeah. He'll put Shelton in there, though. He'll probably put Shelton in there, maybe. Like, no offense. I love Shelton, but Paul Levesque will be like, I didn't make you. Go down there. Yeah.
He was like, I lost to you 3 times and it did nothing for your career. Exactly. Get out of here.
Say hi to your mama for me. Just go down there. So yeah. Julius, but I'm also happy that Vince is not there, because Vince will be like, God damn, he should be solo. Break up the Creed brothers. You know what I'm saying? So at least there's a Shawn Michaels in the group, I guess.
Hey, you're gonna be like Julius Smothersworth, Julius Shuttlesworth. I don't know his name, but Triple H is gonna see the potential in Julius Creed. I think that the Creed brothers are gonna be the team that they call up that really gives a boost of adrenaline and energy to that tag team division that they've been doing. The Usos versus New Day, or Usos versus Street Profits for what seems like 7 years now. But Indi Hartwell versus Arianna Grace was next. Arianna tries to sneak the win in the finish with her feet on the ropes from the former Brady Pratchett. But she gets caught by the referee. I was like, man, you're so not used to cheating. You're just like your dad. Your dad would get caught in the same fashion. And then Indi gets nailed, hits her big boot for the win. This was all right. This was just fine. But once again, this was one of those developmental matches.
I feel like you've hurt Indy Hartwell's confidence in her in-ring abilities since you've pointed out holes in her
It's
game.
my fault. It's my
Yeah,
fault.
because she got on the top rope and she just thought about that WrestleTalk review and she slipped off the rope. So she's like, this week I'm not gonna do my elbow. I'm just gonna boot her in the face. It's simple. Is effective. That should be a finisher. Not since Test does anyone hit a big boot that's nice in the ring. So Indy should make it a thing. And you know what? What I miss as well? Indie promos, segments. That's what got her over. Segment is what got Indy Hartwell over. Just making
But
her a
she
wrestler.
needs someone to play off of. She needs the Johnny Garganos, the Candice LeRays, the Dexter Lumis, the
Alas,
Duke Hudsons.
okay, this is my vision, right? I know she's been to so many groups, but Tiffany Stratton, Arianna Grace, and Indy Hartwell. Them three, her being like the big, because especially like, oh, look at her, she's so big and gawky and awkward. Where's she with us? Like, hopefully they don't do that. But them three, there'll be a laugh a minute. Can you not see the vision? That'd be great. Tiffany's gang.
I love how every single time you've had an idea of NXT, you've literally expanded upon it as the podcast has gone on.
Why not? Because Michael Hickenbottom's doing a great job, but we can also make it better. Tiffany Stratton needs a group. Arianna Grace passed the audition from me. Indy Hartwell's been great the whole time. She just needs a group. She needs a new blonde. She can blur her eyes a bit. Candice, are you back? Yeah, you do.
Hey, maybe we'll see her. Now that Triple H is in charge, anything is possible, I guess. Back from break, we see all the credentials of Kiana James, MBA, MBA, CBA, NBA, whatever it is. She
WNBA.
She explains what's wrong with the NXT Women's Division. James talks about the biggest issue is Nikita Lyons because Nikita eliminated her from the Battle Royal last week. James shows a picture of her parents. She says that her father was a rock star and her mom was a groupie. So that explains why she talks this way. And explains how she dresses or the lack of dress that she wears. Kiana will continue to uncover what's wrong with Miss Lyons and reveal her findings to us. This was great. This was the best that Kiana James has came off since her debut.
She broke down Nikita's family tree. She also made fun of her vocabulary. She's like, yo, girl, why you speak like you're an infant? I can't understand you. She's like, that was a great way to expand the character. And you know what? The monotone delivery adds to her character because she's meant to be this analytical computer. I feel like her and Drew Gulak, man, they should have like a PowerPoint off. They should be homies. They'll be like, I like a PowerPoint, you like a PowerPoint, SP PowerPoint homies. So let's exchange PowerPoints together. But yeah, Kiana James, I already said it. She's got a banger theme. It sounds like a DJ Khaled theme from 2009, like a Victory or something like that. So she's got a banger theme, and then she nailed it. She also once wrestled in AEW Dark. So yeah, there you go, guys. Go support her.
Support her. Another AEW alumni that's gonna be doing great in NXT and
like
WWE.
Cora Jade.
Like all those former NXT performers who's going to leave AEW and go back to WWE, guys. Don't tell Tony Khan I said that. Don't tell Tony Khan I said that. No, no, absolutely not. We then get a promo from Lash Legend and Alba Fyre with footage of their ongoing feud. Alba says that don't underestimate a fire starter. Lash says that she was going to win the Battle Royal, but Fyre got in her way. And Legend says you should have stayed down, Miss Fyre. And I guess that's going to lead to the final blow off between these two, which should have just ended after one match. But it's still going on. It's still going on, Sat. We're still here and it's still going on. And then finally, we had the main event, last call for Mochachats. We're going to read those off after we're done talking about the main event, 8-man tag team matchup, Diamond Mine versus the D'Angelo family. Damon Kemp, he was looking good early on, coming out hot until the D'Angelo family focused and isolated the least experienced member of the Diamond Mine, Julius Creed, man. Once again, he's a star. He's a star, ladies and gentlemen. He gets the hot tag tag. He starts running wild on the entire D'Angelo family. He hits a cartwheel suplex on Stacks. Then he cuts off the Del Toro on the top rope by doing the Shelton Benjamin leap to the top and hitting a superplex. Finally, D'Angelo gets tagged in. He attacks Julius' leg, but Julius quickly applies an ankle lock before all hell breaks loose. Everybody's hitting moves back and forth, but then Diamond Mine starts working together with Roddy and Julius looking good. They're hitting tandem offense on the D'Angelo family, but when they attempt a double team on D'Angelo from the German suplex position, Tony D moves out of the way and Strong nails Julius with a rising knee strike, and this gives Tony D the opportunity to hit the forget about it for the win. I did not know that was the name of his finisher until this episode, so I am totally with saying that, the forget about it. This was a fun 8-man tag team main event, by far the best match on the show. Diamond Mine's issues progressing with the finish due to that miscue between Strong and Creed. What did you think, Sad?
I feel like the second half of the match was the best part. That's when everyone's coming out of nowhere. It was just like gangbusters, left, right, and center. Having the guard in the match helped. But Diamond Mine, they're no slouch in the ring. I mean, look who's in there. I mean, Roddy, we may make fun of how he's treated, but he's still Roderick, mother effing Strong in the ring. And Julius Creed leaps and bounds. And Brutus, he learned from last time, not beach ball from the top rope, maybe from the apron, even though it's still kind of crazy. A crazy move to do. But yeah, his pounce was good. Not as good as as Monty Brown's, but okay, nevertheless. But oh man, a hodgepodge tag team put together beat Diamond Mine. But what I did like was the unity in how they dressed. All right, how Joaquin and what is Mendoza's gonna name? De La Cruz, was it Del Toro?
Del Toro. Cruz Del Toro.
Oh, new names. Anyway, yeah, I like how they try to fit in. But I'm just waiting now. When are we gonna get Santos Escobar back? When are we gonna end this feud? This feud is lasting longer than us on this show, and you're gonna hear us review it. Oh man, Dios míos. But yeah, it was a good way to end the show and end our era of Mocha 2.0. To the Mochachats out there, this is it. The show's over, man. It's the end of the era for us, man.
The review portion of the show is over. We still got to get to the Mochachats, and we still gotta give the thumbs in the middle. So what did you think? What did you think of this episode of NXT 2.0 in 3, 2, 1? It's the middle
forever.
Special.
It's
the
forever.
Middle special, yes.
Yeah, if the Alundra Blaze saved the show, she appeared in the show. She sounds like Xena the Royal Princess, soothing when she talks, nice and seductive.
The
Are
main
you
event,
ready, boys?
The main event, the whole woman stuff that kind of came together with the women's tag team titles and Zoey Stark and Mandy Rose feud. That was kind of the gist of this show. We didn't get any Carmelo Hayes.
The women saved the show. Yeah,
we didn't get any Tiffany Stratton on this show, so I have to give it a thumbs in the middle. I can't give it a thumbs up. If we got Tiffany Stratton on this show, would have been an easy thumbs up, but it's a thumbs in the middle because Alundra Blaze, the women's storyline, and the main event kind of made it that much. But other than that, it'll probably be a thumbs down.
There you go. SP3, he encapsulated how I feel. Now, I want to highlight the mods. Mods, it's the last time, well, for a bit. I'm gonna be back, maybe next week to cover SmackDown and Rampage. So yeah, so I'm not gone for too long. I want to send that shout out to the team that got rid of that porn bot that was in the chat. Ew, disgusting. This is a family show. We don't even swear. We're not allowed to swear. My mother will kill you. I want to shout out to Mod Brother Chris. We got 2 Chris's, so I guess I have to emphasize. So Mod Brother Chris Petro, my brother Chris Rowcroft, of course, my brother Paul, but the ladies, they call him Baba. And of course, last but not least, she's the mother of all mods, the greatest of all time, the backbone of this show. Jenna, stand up. Jenna Lewin, stand up. This is for you. We love you. We love you so much. Yes.
We, the people of WrestleTalk of America, we represent and we praise the Mod Mother.
And
We,
also,
the people.
we are the people. And also, thank you for the guy that spent the most Mochachats on here. The number one Mochalites, well, one of them number one Mochalites. Mayor Painesville Dan, stand up. This is for you. Thank you for spending so much money in this show. This time we have no money and you're the only person that's spending, so we appreciate you. So thank you very much for doing it. And another person that's been contributing to the chat that I want to shout out to, Robzilla. Your Mochachats always make us laugh. You're actually on the first one. You see that? Moving on swiftly. The transition is nice. It's time for some Mochachats. This is actually from Robzilla. Mocha Boys back at it again with a gigantic, stupendous, beautiful, black content. A couple of weeks ago, I noticed that Von Wagner looks like Ryback and haven't been able to unsee it. Kaden and Katana are winning the tag titles, right? Mocha Boys on NRB, please. Board games.
I gotta be on studio, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I'm finally leaving the UK soon. So,
wait, how did SRS do it though? It was SRS in the UK?
But that was in the Thunderdome era of the WrestleTalk podcast. They're moving out of the Thunderdome era.
Exceptions can be made. You're SP mother effing free. All right. You know what I'm saying? Do you know who this guy is? He does a lot.
And never forget that Von Wagner is really Encino Man, the great 90s movie. He's really Encino Man.
Next up, we have legit underboss Ivy Nile and Tatum Paxley teamed together in the Women's Dusty Classic. A nice reminder there. Thank you, legit underboss.
This is true. I thought they had broken up though. I thought they broke up, but they back together. Thank you for that fact though. I had totally forgot about the Women's Dusty Cup because they wanted me to forget that the Women's Dusty Cup was for a shot at the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. Instead, the winners got a shot at the NXT Women's Championship. Thank you.
And I feel like the breakout was for the Women's Championship. I'm confused. Mandela effect. Wow. Next up, we have the man himself, Mayor of Painesville, Dan. He says, "Dear SP3, dear Sat, sadly, this is the last ride for NXT 2.0 review. I'm so sorry. Here we are again. I wish I could personally thank you on the stream. Would have the technical means. Ha ha ha. You guys are incredible. You are the best. And I wish you the best."
I just tried to do my best Undertaker impersonation, but it messed up my eyes.
What? This?
Yes, they will rest in peace. But yeah, that was my best. No, thank you, Dan. As always, Dan, you're one of the best, people in the chat. One of the best people in this wrestling community. All your support is I'm always grateful for it because you are a genuine person who gives genuine support, and we always appreciate that. So thank you for that, Mocha Chat.
Thank you, sir. Next up, we have Chris. My brother Chris Petro saying, "Today for me, the E stands for eternally grateful. Having known you wonderful friends for almost 2 years now, I absolutely love your content and appreciate all of your hard work. This team will be very missed. Thank you both for everything that you do. I know you'll both continue the greatness going forward. Thank you, my brother Chris. Thank you."
Oh, thank you, my brother Chris. Very much appreciate that. You're a mega supporter, and we appreciate you. And thank you to all the mods. You mods are amazing and clean up this chat and make it one of the best communities in wrestling YouTube.
That's why I made it a thing. Yeah, the first time when I highlighted you guys, Mod Mother said it. Oh, it was in the chat. It might have. I had the idea to do that because you guys never get thanked. I think. Maybe sometimes, but not as on a consistent basis. You should be. It's like a credit thing. On the credit, these are the people to thank, and you guys are the people to thank. So thank you so much. We love you guys. Next up, Mayor Painesville Dan. This is why I highlight this man. They should name a wing after him. The Mayor Painesville Dan room right here. Second chat in because this is important. Thank you for always being so positive. Thank you for mentioning the mods. Thank you for sharing your incredible talents with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are the best, and I will never get tired to say that. Dan, for real. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Dan. Just for
Thank
that,
you, Dan.
I want Dexter Loomis to get rehired as well.
Yes, just for you. I want Dexter Loomis to remain in NWA. Please don't hurt me. Okay, Ashley Winwood says, my beautiful Mocha boys, thank you for the smiles, the laughs, and everything in between. I was supposed to be at Fight for the Fallen tonight, but I've gotten COVID. So take my bare money. Love you guys. Wishing you the best. Moving on and up swiftly. I like that. He donated. He donated. I'm gonna put in the chat where he donated because apparently I'm not allowed to turn the money.
No, but thank you, Ashley. Appreciate the kind words, and I hope you have a speedy recovery. I hope you enjoy Fight for the Fallen from home, and just the support, man. You guys are awesome. Y'all are the reason that we watch NXT every single week and come on here and have a good time, shed some positivity on it, which sometimes it's a hard show to watch. Y'all heard me rant about Cora Jay's heel turn 2 weeks ago, but I do it every single week because you guys are
No,
awesome.
but there's a difference. So it didn't sound like a pity party. It didn't even sound like trauma dumping. It sounded like us making fun of a situation because NXT 2.0 is a silly show. If you're serious about a silly show, you look stupid. It's meant to be silly and wacky. So we just make fun of the wackiness. That's how we deal with it. We had a great time doing it. It's like a bad reality TV show, but you can't look away because there's some guilty pleasures there sometimes. So yeah, next up we have Kevin saying, unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the NXT reviews live because I was still asleep from the Joe Gacy promo back then. What? But I still want to support the Mocha boys. Thank you for the entertainment, the jovial interaction, and that BBC. Love you guys.
BBC may be one of the best coin phrases that we got on this show. Like, and I think it was Ashley Housen on Twitter listed all of our running bits and terminologies that we came out with. That's gold. That's up on. I retweeted that one. Some gold stuff. BBC, moving on swiftly. S-P-Gacy, Tiffany Stratton promos. Michael Hickenbottom, Michael Booker of the Year, and Kid is missing. Yes, some great stuff. I've had a great time, and like I said, I have a lot. Like Sat said, I have a lot of tag team partners in this podcast world, but no one has made me laugh more than Sat E. Sat E is one of the most charismatic, funniest people that you will see on wrestling YouTube. I'm so happy for his success. So happy that he's going to be on the bigger channel, WrestleTalk News, because he deserves it. Because he is someone that needs the spotlight, and I'm happy that he's got it.
You know what? Yeah, I'll get to you in a moment because I have to finish the mochas because some people will be like, I can't sleep until you. I'm holding their mochas for ransom. So I think we've got like a few more, but I've got something to say to SB3 to his face in front of everyone here because we're going extra long because our last show. Yes, we have Brent M saying, what's up, SB3 and Sat E? I'm showing some love and appreciation to you, two of the best in the game. Thanks for all the BBC. You guys love the BBC, don't you? The beautiful black content. Yes. The past few months, SB3 G1 this year is interesting as hell. Your thoughts overall? Love you guys. Can't wait to see what's next. SP, this is yours.
Well, if you want to support us, if you want to support me even more, $3 a month, patreon.com/True Hill Heat. Myself and J News, we trade off different days of the G1 where we do a review. We give our thoughts on everything. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. You could give more to the True Hill Heat community doing that way. And that's where we got consistent reviews of every single night of the G1. I will say I've been really enjoying it. I just watched today's show with Tama Tonga versus Tomohiro Ishii. Definitely a match to watch. If I was to give you 3 matches to watch from the first 6 nights, I would say Stats Boy Will Ospreay versus El Phantasmo. I would say Jay White versus Tomohiro Ishii, and Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Tetsuya Naito. My pick for the G1 Climax 32 tournament is Tetsuya Naito, and he's already started off 0-2, which makes me believe he's going to win even more, because that's how they book the G1 every single year. If the winner doesn't start off with two major losses, they usually are not going to win. So they have made him the sympathetic figure. The C block is the most interesting because of Naito's storyline, because of Tanahashi, Hiroki Goto. They got all different pieces going on. So C block is the one to watch. But the D block's got the best matches. David Finlay versus Juice Robinson is actually my favorite match of the tournament so far. That was incredible.
Wow. That's big praise from SP3. Wilf, this is the last chat, guys. So this is, as I read this is your opportunity to send in a Mocha chat, because it's the last one ever for 2.0 Mocha. Okay, Will Fulton says, I haven't watched NXT in months, guys, but I always watch your shows. Always appreciate your opinions and chemistry on screen. Wrestling Daily for life. And looking forward to seeing both on ITR Clips every Monday and Sat E on the news and all SP3 shows. So yeah, thank you, Will, man. We appreciate that.
I love all SP3 shows. Yes, I appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much to every single person who gave a Mocha chat. I also want to say thank you to Luke Owen. He kind of gave us, the ball here and gave us the ball. Like I put up a whole post on my Twitter, on my Facebook with Luke Owen. It was about 2 years ago, just a couple of weeks at the beginning of July, 2 years ago, that he first invited me on the WrestleTalk podcast, opened the forbidden door to WrestleTalk to me, and I can't even start to thank him as much as I would like to for all the opportunities I've been able to do. Like I said, I'm still going to be doing written work, news work over on WrestleTalk.com. I do script writing for not only the partsFUNknown YouTube channel, but also for the WrestleTalk main channel. So I'm very happy with all the opportunities that have been given. I'm very happy that he gave us the opportunity to not just be teamed up with someone that I did Wrestling Daily with, but to be a part of representation on the WrestleTalk YouTube channel. We are two Black brothers that not a lot of opportunities are always given to people.
Black.
Yes, I know. Even though you sound like Wade Barrett, and a couple of people that watch audio probably wouldn't know it, but Sad's Black, everybody. And I'm Black, he Black, my background is Black, but I'm
like Bixby from that Chappelle show.
I know when we first started doing the Mocha 2.0, we had a few comments and people who didn't understand, like, oh, why are you saying Mocha? We say that because we are a part of representation, and we wanted to put that out front in front of the world. So I'm happy that we had any amount of supporters that we have, and you guys are the reason why we did it every single day. But thank you, Luke Owen, for giving us that opportunity.
Thank you, Luke. And also, Mocha Lights. One of you guys in the chats called yourself Mocha Lights, which I love. You guys are the Mocha Lights. In talking of representation, again, thank you, Luke. Am I the first Black person to host a WrestleTalk News coming up? Am I? If it is, I'm going to highlight it because that's incredible. Because does it make WrestleTalk the first channel to have a Black person in front of the camera talking about wrestling to the people? Is that a case? I don't know. I'm going to research it. If it is, wow. Talk about that. See, WrestleTalk is there, and all y'all people talk about representation, having Black Lives Matter hashtag. You ain't doing shiznit like WrestleTalk's doing it. So again, thank you so much, WrestleTalk. But this guy right here, thank you so much for your patience. Because I go in a tangent sometimes. I go flipsy, doopsy all around. I know Mrs. P3 is watching. She's like, hurry up and get off. I've been coughing for the hour. Please forgive me, Mrs. P3. I'll be quick, I promise. But I have to thank your partner, your husband. He's a lovely man. And I appreciate the chance that I get to work with you. That's why when I come on True Heel Heat, I relish the moments we get to talk about wrestling unfiltered. When we get to review shows, we get to laugh. It's not always serious, oh, this show is rubbish. I am depressed or I'm angry. With you, I'm talking to my friend. I'm talking to my brother. We're having a laugh. So when you guys say we have great chemistry, that's because I genuinely love this guy and I enjoy interacting with him. I enjoyed learning from him. I've been doing this for like a year now. I started Wrestling Daily last year, early July. I got the opportunity. So guys, I'm only a 1-year-old baby doing this. And I made a joke. I always said that I'm a WrestleTalk young lion. This has been a slow progression. Doing the WrestleTalk news thing is a big opportunity for me, a big opportunity for representation. Because one thing I didn't see last year was a lot of black faces talking about wrestling as much, but this year it has improved a lot. So in terms of representation, I'm glad to be one of the people involved. But one of the faces of it on the forefront is beside me. It's an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so much, brother. SP3, Sydney Poitier III. Kidding. Sydney. I ain't gonna say your government name because I think it's still your bank details. So Sydney Poitier is his gimmick name. Because I don't want anyone to steal your bank details. People just give up the name so freely. That's why I hate that Sat Yin Yang is out there. So easy to steal. Anyway, thank you so much.
You got a great name, so it needs to be said as often as possible. But yes, this brings to a close the last ride, one final beat for Mocha 2.0. But you'll see Sat over on the WrestleTalk main channel doing the news, getting that big opportunity. Like he said before, like the Mochachats said before, you'll see me on a bunch of things. You see me on Mondays, Thursday, tomorrow, I'll go live on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel with Jimmy Macaran reviewing AEW Dynamite, as well as on Saturday, we got special guests Rick Ucchino and Dutch Mantel on True Hill Heat's flagship podcast. So check that out. Me and Sat will be doing work on other channels. Check out the intro and outro where we tell you exactly where. But yes, for this edition of the Mocha 2.0,
wait,
the
one more thing.
One
more thing.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes.
I forgot something that was important. Thank you to Pete and Tempest. Who'll be remiss not to mention our predecessors. So thank you guys.
Absolutely.
And thank you for taking 10,000 people with you as you left as well. So thank you.
Thank you so much to Pete and Tempest. LIW is for life and forever. They passed the torch to us, and we couldn't be happier
and we burnt it.
that we were able to carry that torch for as long as we were. So of course, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified. Tomorrow, you got the AEW Dynamite review. On Friday, the magazine, I believe it's the first edition of the Blackpool Content Club. And then on Saturday, you got the AEW Rampage and SmackDown review. So for Sadie, for SP3, love is blind. The grass is greener on the other side. Peace, y'all.
We're out
of here.
Of time forever.